Hello, babies. Guess what time it is? We're under an umbrella, and I just put it up just so I could sit out here in this heat wave so I could read you a new book. And you know what was in the umbrella? A little green tree frog, and he jumped on my face. I don't think you can see him. I'll turn the camera over there, but he's in those bushes right there. I said he was a little tree frog. He was actually a pretty good sized tree frog, and he gave me a big fat kiss. Lucky I had my medicine all in me. I was not alerted or distressed, and we're fine, and he's fine. And although he had to scoot a little pretty quick because the dogs wanted to taste him, and he said, "Not today, little Satan dog." Anyway, we're going to read Sally's Room. I don't know anything about Sally or her room. I just thought it looked like a fun book at the flea market, so I picked it up. Now, that room does look familiar. Do you know that when Mimzie was a little girl, I had a yellow wooden bed? I did. And I used to get in trouble for jumping on my bed. And sometimes I would jump and the slats would pop out, the mattress would collapse, and it was drama. And my dad would get mad at me and he'd fix my bed. I even wrote him a letter to my parents saying, "I was so sorry that I broke my bed again. Yes, I was jumping on it." And do you know what my mama did? She framed it. She framed it, and it hung in our house for years, and now it's hanging in our cabin. About the time that little Mimzie was jumping on the bed and broke the bed. And that was all fine and well till one day this other girl was jumping on my bed, and she was not the same size as Mimzie, and she actually broke the wooden cross beam part of the bed, and it could not be fixed anymore. So that's what happened to Mimzie's yellow wood bed that looked just like this. But that room, that looks like it might have belonged to one of my daughters. I'm calling them out right here. But we're going to read Sally's Room. Ooh, I do love a good stegosaurus. And a Mary Jane. She got good taste already. We hadn't even started the book. All right, Sally, bring it on. Late one morning, as Sally got ready for school, she stepped on a stegosaurus. Told you. Then she stepped on a triceratops. She couldn't find her colored pencils, and she couldn't find her favorite sweater. Now, that does sound like your Mimzie right there. Sally left the house that morning in a very bad mood. She needs some organizational skills. I guess Marie Kondo Huba needs to come visit with her. We got a double page spread. Let's read. Sally's room was in a bad mood too. Oh, I think I'm going to like this book. The lamp spoke up. "What are you laughing at?" It stared at the globe. "You've got socks on your head." "Ha ha," explained the globe. "You've got both socks on your head," said a clock with no batteries. "Never mind that," yelled a chair. "Look at me. Who could sit on me? I'm stuffed. I'm going under." "Ick," said a fishbowl that badly needed scrubbing. It's like those fishes got the ick, because that's a for real disease that fish get. It's called the ick. "Yuck," said half a peanut butter sandwich. "That's nothing," said the bureau. "Just look at that bed." And I'm going to go on a record and say Sally's room is a hot mess. Yep. Make sure we don't skip a page, because you know sometimes that happens. Okay, no. But you know what? I do kind of want a peanut butter sandwich now. Everybody looked at the bed. Now the bed began to squirm. "What's wrong with me? I'm very uncomfortable the way I am, sort of," said the bed. Some checkers fell out, and almost complete jigsaw puzzle fell out. "How can you possibly be comfortable?" they yelled, "with crayons and dinosaurs and scratchy dog clothes all mixed up in your sheets?" "Come to think of it," the bed said, "I could use a little house cleaning." "We all could," stated the globe. "Exactly," said the clock. "It's time for a change." "Let's go find Sally right now," they all shouted. "Let's tell her just how we feel." I would like to see that happen. And meanwhile, if these people are going to be these inanimate objects are self-cleaning, I need to invite them over to my house. Sally's messy room marched out the door and down the street, through the center of town, past the corner market, past the library, past the fire station, and up the long driveway to school. That sounds like our friend Frosty. People almost fainted when they saw it. Even dogs and cats ran away fast. They knew someone's not right. At the school, the custodian got excited and fell into a bush. The principal screamed. Squeezing through the front door was not easy, but Sally's room was determined. It got in. Down the hall and up the stairs it went, looking for Sally. Can you just imagine being at school and all this brouhaha going on? The teacher, Miss Licotti, had just asked the class, "What is the capital of Brazil?" Sally knew the answer was Brasilia. She raised her hand. Ooh, Sally's a smarty pants. Swabs often are. I would know. Miss Licotti called on another person, and that's when Sally saw something familiar in the hallway. It was a lamp passing by, a lamp with socks hanging down. It looked like her lamp, her socks. Sally's face turned as white as a sheet, which mine never will because I always have my savage tan, which is what fluttered by next. "Oh," said Sally. That was just the sheet fluttered by. "Oh," said Mrs. Licotti when the door burst open and an unmade bed fell in. Look at that. She's like, "Oh." "Wow," said the whole class when a bureau crashed in on top of the bed and a lamp came next and play money and plastic horses bounced all over the floor. I don't know. Sounds like a good time. Mrs. Licotti stayed cool. "People," she said, "please take your seats. As you can see, we have a problem here." And then she asked in a clear, calm voice, "Just whose messy room is this?" A couple of kids raised their hand thinking it was their room. But it was Sally who stood up and said, "It's mine. It's my room and I like it that way. I know where everything is." "Yes, girl, organized chaos. You should see Mimzie's classroom. I know." "Yes," said the lamp, "it's your room, but you can't ever find anything." "I can too," answered Sally. "You couldn't find your sweater this morning," said the fishbowl. Ooh, points made. The globe said, "You couldn't find your colored pencils and you needed them for your map of South America." Now Sally didn't know what to do. She stared out the window. "Wait a second," said the clock. "Look at Sally's desk." What a surprise. I saw a gasp. Sally's desk was very tidy. Her marker pens, workbooks, ruler, and pencils were all arranged carefully. Her lunch was in the drawer. There was no candy wrappers anywhere. Look at that. Meanwhile, "I don't get it," said the lamp. "How come at school people can be very neat and know where everything goes, but at home they throw things around?" When you get to the bottom of this, I'm going to need you to tell me because Mimzie needs to know the answer to that very important question. "That's a good question," said Mrs. Licotti. Luckily for Sally, the bell rang just then and Sally rushed out the door. That was not a very long school day. Her room rushed out too, but got hung up in the hallways. Then it got stuck in afternoon traffic. Sally arrived home first. She ran up the stairs, opened the door, and of course there was nothing there. "Gosh," she said, "what a big space. I could draw huge pictures in here. I could have my friends over. I could dance in here." Not Mimzie dancing through the mess. Sally began to twirl and spin, graceful as a swan. She was a famous ballerina in a beautiful dress, dancing on the stage in front of everyone she knew. I always wanted to be a toe girl, but I wasn't even a flat girl, so I couldn't have gone straight to toes. Until her room barred through the door and spread out all over the place. That is a bubble burst. And that was when Sally got a great idea all by herself. "Okay," she said, "it's time for a change. I have important things to do. I need more room in this room." The first thing Sally did was find a large box for toys and clothes to give away. She packed them carefully so that other children would like them. This game was fun when I was little, she thought, but now it's boring. It better not be Candyland because I still... Then she picked up all the underwear, socks, pajamas, shirts, shorts, skirts, pants, dresses, and blouses that needed washing. They went into a big laundry bag. Now she could see the floor again. Be glad she didn't have Papa for a daddy. He'd bag that stuff up and put it out in the shed. Sally cleaned the fish bowl and fed the fish. They liked it. They could breathe again. It's always a good thing when you can breathe. She arranged her horses and dolls on a shelf where she could admire them. She put her art supplies in one place so she could make drawings or clay monsters whenever she wanted. The books went into the bookcase. She gave the clock a battery. She made the bed. That's when she found her colored pencils. That's when she found her favorite sweater. Oh, and that is a lovely sweater. Your Mimzie would wear that sweater. As Sally put each thing away, her room began to feel big again. It was a place where anything could happen. Look at those spectacles. I am a big fan of those heart spectacles, especially dancing. Last page, last page. When it was time for bed, Sally snuggled in her clean, soft sheet. She was tired. I still don't have a light bulb, said the lamp. Oh well, answered the globe. Nobody's perfect. Sally fell asleep that night in a very good mood. Oh, this is a good story. Next time my grandbabies come over here, we're going to read this story together because I know of a bedroom in Mimzie's house that needs some attention just like this. And wouldn't it be fun if that room showed up at their schoolhouse? I think that would be a good time. Oh, no, I got to go rescue that tree frog. Little Georgia Bell's trying to get a taste. Anyway, as much as I love cleaning up dirty rooms, I don't love that at all. But as much as I love tree frogs, it's not as much as I love you.